Tonight you'll get an inside look on scholarship opportunities, Cornerstone Press, and a new addition to the UWSP campus. All this and more coming up on SPTV News.
And now Milica Mitrovic in her second year with SPTV News.
Good evening, Stevens Point. In campus news this week, the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point is taking over the old Mid-State Technical College building. On Monday, the City Council approved a 10-year lease for the 933 Michigan Avenue building to UWSP. The lease would be $100,000 annually and can be purchased after July 1st, 2017 for $1.3 million. UWSP plans to house the healthcare programs in the building. The lease still needs to be approved by the UW Board of Regents and the state building commissions. If approved, the building would undergo renovations over the summer and potentially be open in the fall of 2016. Looking for a way to get a little financial help for school while still getting real-life experiences? Well, SPTV got the scoop on a student scholarship opportunity. Let's take a look. The Wisconsin Governor's Business Plan Contest hosts a 13th annual boot camp every year in early March.
So this opportunity, the Wisconsin Governor's Business Contest, which is held in December and January up to January 31st, allows students to present their ideas, receive online support, become involved in a peer network of businesses throughout the whole state of Wisconsin.
The website provides a process of entering the contest. All contestants are invited to attend the boot camp.
So all the tools will be available, simply 250 words for the first application. You'll have a response. Approximately 350 new applicants entered the contest. And from that, we were able to meet other peers and businesses in the network from introducing our ideas that could become a service or a product on a 250-word digital application online.
The UWSP Financial Aid Office also helps students finance their schooling. The UWSP Financial Aid homepage provides many different types of scholarships and grants for students at UWSP. The webpage provides links for other scholarship searches. You can come into the Financial Aid Office located at the Student Services Building in room 106, and they'll be happy to help you to find a scholarship that fits you. These are all great opportunities for all types of students here at UWSP. Not only will it help you financially, but it will put you on the right path for a successful career here at UWSP. I'm Milica Mitrovic with SPTV News. UWSP offers many scholarships and grants for students who are looking to get more help paying for tuition. You can visit the Financial Aid Office or their website for more information on how to access these funds. Since this is our last show before Thanksgiving weekend, we asked students what they were thankful for this year. SPTV's Julia Flaherty has more.
Around the holiday season, there is a lot to be thankful for. Our news team traveled out to the campus community, where we asked students and faculty what they are most thankful for this holiday season.
This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for that the Chicago Bears are the lowest in our bracket.
I'm most thankful for the opportunity to go to school, which most kids don't have.
This Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for my family.
This Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for my family because going off to college for my first year was kind of difficult, trying to live it on my own and not being sheltered. So,
what I am most thankful for is my family, everybody that's supporting me, my brothers, the Sigma Tau Gamma, the people who, Lori, who's in the background over there, everybody who's helped me my 4.5 years being here in Stevens Point, from the people at SPTV all the way to the people at 90 and the Pointer. Much appreciation to the professors in the Con building.
And I am thankful for the students.
This Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for.
For SPTV News Team, I'm Julia Flaherty, wishing you a happy holiday season and safe travels this Thanksgiving. Wishing you and your loved ones the happiest of holidays. We're SPTV.
Safe travels to everyone traveling home for the long weekend. An event called The Happening occurred on campus this Monday. Arts Management seniors hosted a free event that got students thinking about art in different ways. Students were welcomed into the encore of the DUC to take a break from their classes and broaden their definition of art. The event featured finger painting, writing poems, a photo booth, and making sculptures out of recycled art.
We all decided we wanted some real-life experience planning an event, and we wanted to get the campus involved in the arts management major. It's been a few months in this whole process, so actually getting to experience all of our hard work and see people having fun today, that's what I like most about the event.
This event was also created so that students would spend some time away from their technology. In local news this week, the Fox Theater downtown held a fundraiser concert on Tuesday evening. The event included a performance by the local band Art Stevenson and High Water. It was held on UWSP campus in the Knoll Fine Arts Center courtyard. There were also calendars and t-shirts for sale at the event. All proceeds went to the Fox Theater. This fundraiser could help bring the project off the ground and start making changes to historic theater. Ammonia fatality at paper mill is being investigated by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The 55-year-old man from Merrill was working for Taylor installing insulation in the Montessi Expo building when he fell 20 feet off a man lift. OSHA investigates any workplace fatality. It could take up to 6 months by federal law. A few weeks ago, we talked about how a man had allegedly broken into several homes near the UWSP campus. Prosecutors expect to formally charge Nellie Macklin next week. The charges include second-degree sexual assault, burglary, and theft and disorderly conduct. Macklin was under probation for a crime he committed earlier this year, which has been delayed the case. We hope to have more answers on the story during our next news show. In national news this week, some protesters aren't happy about Missouri's governor declaring a state of emergency. CNN Andrew Spencer has the latest in Ferguson.
Primarily peaceful protests have in the past turned confrontational. Police have been accused of provoking the crowd, and many people are displeased by the governor's declaration of a state of emergency in Ferguson.
I would go as far as to say the entire region is gripped by fear from the announcement of the National Guard, police, grenades, helmets, shields. It's like they're preparing for war instead of peace.
It's not clear yet when a grand jury will hand down a decision on whether to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. And it's not clear how people will react.
People have formed opinions about it. You know, those that want to believe that Officer Wilson should be indicted. I don't think any decision by this grand jury is going to change their decisions about that.
Governor Jay Nixon says he's bringing in the National Guard as a precaution in case the announcement sparks violence, like what has occasionally been seen in the aftermath of Brown's death.
This would be, from our standpoint, a secondary role. We would not have the Guard, on the front lines, interacting with, dealing with, confronting protesters.
Meanwhile, the role of the Ferguson Police Department has been diminished. Instead, the St. Louis Police Department will take the lead. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
We'll keep you updated as the story develops. A baby giraffe gets his first look at the outside world. At the Santa Barbara Zoo in California, a 4-day-old giraffe ventured outside for the first time on Monday. His name is Buttercup. The little guy isn't all that little. Compared to people visiting the zoo on Friday, a day after he was born, he was measured at 6'8" and 186 pounds.
Well, everything's new to him if you think about it. He's 4 days old, so he had never seen a bird before, he's never seen rocks before, so the wind feels different outside of the barn, so just everything's new, and he's reacting to that and then running back to what he knows.
Buttercup's mother, 6-year-old Audrey, gave birth to him on Thursday. Nearly 700 Minnesota National Guard members are being sent to West Africa to assist the U.S. military's response to the Ebola virus outbreak. Soldiers from the 34th Red Bull Infantry Division will be deployed to Libya in the spring Monday. The division's commanding general detailed the mission.
The effort has been named Operation United Assistance, and it is working at the direction of the USAID to provide command and control, engineering support, logistics support, and training assistance.
The soldiers are scheduled to depart Minnesota in March for training before traveling to Libya in April. Army personnel will not be providing direct care to Ebola-stricken patients. The deployment is expected to last about 6 months. When the soldiers return, they will be monitored for 21 days to ensure they do not have the virus. Well, that wraps up news for the week. Next up is sports with Jostun Pomplun. Stay tuned.
How can you get involved with student media at UWSP? Connecting with your campus television station, SPTV, is easy. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Vine, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Pinterest, follow us on Instagram, or connect with us on Google+. But of course, the best way for you to get involved and stay up to date with all that is happening at our station is to stop by our studio. We're located in the Communication Arts Center at UWSP, Studio B, Room 121. You can also drop by our office, Room 130, for more information on station happenings. We can't wait to get you involved. Come join us at SPTV. Let's make media together. Be a part of something super Greek at UWSP. There are 9 chapters and colonies on campus: Phi Sigma Phi, Gamma Phi Delta, Theta Xi, Sigma Delta Rho, Sigma Tau Gamma, Delta Phi Epsilon, Tau Kappa Epsilon, Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia, and Phi Omega. Greek life at UWSP is a great way to build your personal support system and resume. With Greek life at UWSP, you won't just be a member, but a happy friend to the chapters and colonies for life. See what opportunities Greek life could offer you.
Great opportunity to promote leadership, a great way to get connections, and also to build bonds between different groups.
You get the opportunity to grow yourself as a leader and as a person, both through your organization and connections through Inter-Greek Council and other avenues like that.
Greek life isn't what you see in the movies. I recommend checking out one of the recruitment events for the organizations and just seeing maybe you belong there.
And now Jostun Pomplun in his 3rd year with your SPTV Sports.
Welcome back. The UW Stevens Point Pointers hosted the UW Stout Blue Devils this past Saturday at Gerke Field in a regular season finale. It was senior day for the home squad, and the 13 seniors saw the field for the last time. Congratulations to each and every one of them on a great season and a good career here at Stevens Point. The Pointers won the game 31-24, and it was as tough a win as it gets. Point built an early 17-0 lead in the first 20 minutes, but Stout came storming back as they eventually tied the game at 24. It took a final drive by the Pointers and a touchdown run by DeJuan Wright with 53 seconds left to seal the deal. Cody Nuremberg had a nice outing, going 22 of 35 with 3 touchdowns. And DeJuan Wright led the rushing attack with 112 yards on 23 carries and 2 total scores. It was a good season overall by UWSP as they finished with a 7-3 mark. They do, however, miss out on the playoffs this season, but have a fairly young team and a lot of high hopes for next year. Both the men's and women's hockey teams were in action this weekend. The men took on a pair of Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference opponents as they took on St. Thomas and St. Mary's over the weekend. The Pointers won the first night 3-1 in a game where they dominated the Tommies. St. Mary's took the Pointers down to the wire as they forced overtime. It only took 46 seconds, however, for Kyle Sharkey to net the game-winning goal. The men now rank number 5 in the nation after the weekend sweep, and they look to build momentum as they near conference play. The women's team traveled for a weekend series with River Falls, and they split the series as they lost the first game 3-2 and were able to come away with a victory in the second game 3-2 also. The Pointers are now 5-1 to open the season and leapfrog Gustavus Adolphus and River Falls to go to number 5 in the nation. The women traveled to Superior to take on the Yellow Jackets in a weekend series, and the men take on Lake Forest and Adrian. All games start at 7 p.m. both Friday and Saturday. It was a busy weekend in total for Pointer sports as both the men's and women's basketball teams also tipped off this weekend. The women hosted the Pointers tip-off tournament and welcomed Luther, Carthage, and Ripon colleges. Point ended up opening the season with a loss as they fell to Luther College 61-56. They looked to rebound the next day in a consolation game against Ripon, and they did just that as they finished the weekend with a commanding 68-42 victory. 11 players scored in the game, led by 11 points from Joanne Wolfenberg. The ladies also had a game yesterday evening as they traveled to Hancock, Michigan to take on Finlandia. The slate of games continue for the ladies as they take on Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday. Tip-off is at 2 o'clock in the Berg Gym. The Point men's team also opened up the season as they took on the Johnnies of St. John's Saturday night. The Pointers struggled early and were down by 5 at the half. UWSP came back, however, and eventually won the game 70-59. UWSP has now won 20 consecutive home openers and also has won 19 straight openers in general. They were led by Alex Richard, who had a career night with 22 points, 18 of which came in the second half alone. The Pointers were on the road last night at St. Olaf and lost 70-69. Their next game is this Saturday as they take on Hope College in Holland, Michigan. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m. The 6th-ranked UWSP volleyball team won the St. Paul Regional Final this past weekend against Cornell, Iowa. This is the second year in a row that the Pointers have won the St. Paul Regional, and they look to ride that momentum as they will be taking on Claremont Mud Scripps in the NCAA quarterfinals in Newport News, Virginia. The game is set for 12:30 p.m. this Friday. The Pointers won the regional final game in an exciting 5 sets. Alexis Hartman was named the St. Paul Regional MVP and was joined on the all-tournament team by Emma Brunkhorst. A big congratulations to those two and all the ladies on the team, and best of luck to them the rest of the way. In other National Pointer sports news, 2 members of the women's cross-country team have made it to the 2014 Women's Cross Country Championship. Anna Bright and Lauren Dilley, both seniors, qualified by finishing in the top 7 student athletes who competed at the Midwest Regional, but who were not part of a qualifying team. Dilley was the top finisher for the Pointers at the NCAA Midwest Regional, finishing 14th with a time of 21 minutes 50 seconds. Bright placed 23rd at the event with a time of 22 minutes 9 seconds. Congratulations and good luck to them in the championship race. That's all we have for sports tonight. Make sure to check out Final Take on demand on YouTube and our SPTV website. After the break, Emily Margeson will give us the latest in entertainment news.
This public service announcement is brought to you by SPTV.
Hi, my name is Julia Flaherty. I've been living with juvenile diabetes for more than half of my life. I realized fairly early on in my diagnosis that this was an opportunity for me to take responsibility to draw awareness about a disease that, according to JDRF.org, affects almost 3 million Americans today. November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. That's why I'm asking you to tweet me at Miss Trenchie on Twitter to tell me how you are going to help the world be diabetes-free. This disease is not curable. It is treatable. But for some people, that doesn't make it any less tolerable. Whether you have juvenile diabetes, know someone that does, or are just inspired to learn more about it, the month of November gives you a great opportunity to start. Don't push disease to invisibility. Set it free.
This public service announcement is not affiliated with JDRF.org. This has been an SPTV production. Together, we strive to make media with UWSP students.
My name is Julia Flaherty. I'm the current promotions director at SPTV. My job allows for me to have a lot of personal creative direction because that is the team environment that we instill here at SPTV. This past summer, I had the opportunity to write for hercampus.com as well as thedailyquirk.com. Personally, I feel that being involved with SPTV has really helped boost my confidence and my ability to network with other students. If student media is something that interests you, and even if you're not really sure what student media means, you should stop by our studios. We are looking forward to having you involved this year, and we cannot wait to make media with you.
And now Emily Margeson in her second year with your SPTV Entertainment.
Welcome back. This week in entertainment news, from Norse god to a sex god, people named this year's Sexiest Man Alive. Chris Hemsworth. Details coming up in a Hollywood Minute.
Chris Hemsworth is the sexiest man alive. People magazine picked the Aussie, best known for his role as Thor, for this year's honor. Hemsworth says he and his Spanish model wife think the title is pretty funny, but he says he plans to use it to his advantage around the house, joking that he won't need to do the dishes or change nappies anymore since he's officially made it. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Martha Shade.
For more on this story, check out People magazine. Trouble continues for comedian Bill Cosby after several women claim he sexually assaulted them years ago. Jean Cazares has the latest.
Former supermodel Janice Dickinson becomes comedian Bill Cosby's latest and most notable accuser. Dickinson sat down with E.T. Tuesday night accusing Cosby of raping her in 1982.
The last thing I remember was Bill Cosby in a patchwork robe, dropping his robe and getting on top. And I remember a lot of pain.
In a statement to CNN, Cosby's attorney Marty Singer fires back. Janice Dickinson's story accusing Bill Cosby of rape is a lie. There is a glaring contradiction between what she is claiming now for the first time and what she wrote in her own book and what she told the media back in 2002. Dickinson released her autobiography in 2002, No Lifeguard on Duty. In the salacious tell-all book, she describes an encounter with Cosby in Lake Tahoe. She says she told Cosby she wouldn't go into his hotel room because she was exhausted. In the book, she says this was his reply. Exhausted? After all I've done for you, that's what I get? I'm exhausted? But in 2006, she was a guest on Howard Stern's radio show saying she wasn't allowed to tell the whole story in her book.
Bill Cosby was the only guy I couldn't write about in the book because HarperCollins was afraid of lawsuits.
You're saying that the book company won't allow you to write about certain people?
Too afraid of that one. Guy's a bad guy. Let me just say that. He's not a nice guy. He preys on women that just come out of rehab. I'll say that.
Cosby's camp says otherwise. The publishing house wouldn't comment. At least 4 other women have spoken out about similar incidents in the past decade. One of those is Andrea Constant, who alleges she was sexually assaulted by Cosby in 2004. She didn't report this to police until 2005. Former District Attorney Bruce Castor of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, spoke to CNN about why he didn't file charges in the case.
The desire on our part to move forward was pretty strong, but because of the delay, I couldn't check her blood to see if there was any metabolites of that drug in her.
Cosby spoke out on the matter that same year for the first and only time, telling the National Enquirer, I am not going to give in to people who try to exploit me because of my celebrity status. The case did settle in 2006 for an undisclosed amount of money. A man who says the comedian mentored him for much of his career wonders if money is the motive here.
The Bill Cosby that I know, the Bill Cosby that I've been around, this is not the guy I know. He treats women with the utmost respect, dignity. I know he's innocent and I know he's being railroaded.
Meanwhile, Netflix has put its Bill Cosby comedy special on hold. NBC announced Wednesday that it has decided against moving forward with its own Cosby project. And also on Wednesday, cable channel TV Land, a home of reruns of The Cosby Show, quietly removed the reruns from its programming schedule. Matthew McConaughey got his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Monday. The actor had Christopher Nolan by his side, the director of his latest hit movie, Interstellar, as well as Don Phillips, the man who cast him in his early hit, Dazed and Confused. Matthew McConaughey earned his first Oscar in March for the movie Dallas Buyers Club. The actor said the industry has given him a chance to live out dreams he didn't even know he had.
We hereby declare this Matthew McConaughey Day in Hollywood. And you're on. Today's your day.
I got a day as well. And I got my name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There's a song in there somewhere.
Congrats, Matthew. I can't wait to see what he will do in the future. That's all we have for entertainment news this week. Lifestyle when we return.
Hey you! Are you creative? Do you like television? Would you like to make a show that appears on air? Then SPTV is the place for you. At SPTV, you can appear on air, learn how to shoot and edit video, write and produce your own show, and most importantly, gain skills and experiences that will last a lifetime. Want to join us at SPTV? Come check us out in the Communication Arts Center, rooms 121 and 130. We'd love to meet you. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Milica Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.
This week for our lifestyle section, SPTV's Ashley Hommer talked to students who are involved in Cornerstone Press.
Have you ever wondered how long it takes a book to get published? Well, students at Uwsp are getting just that experience in a condensed amount of time.
So our press is entirely run by students, and we go through the whole process from selecting a manuscript, editing the work, both for copy and content, and then designing the book, marketing it, selling it, and distributing it.
The Cornerstone Press, partnered with the English 349 class, has been a functioning, self-sustained business for 30 years and has published 34 books to date. They have also broadened their reach and adapted new technologies this year.
Well, this is a very exciting year for us because we are working with an author from California. This is the first year we've gone outside of the Midwest, and this is our first year publishing an ebook.
We have so many authors now from around the country that bring stuff into us, and we're such a small publisher because we're one class here at Stevens Point, and it's so cool that we have that reach.
The students are put into different groups that range from marketing, business, editorial, and many more. They are given manuscripts to go over, select a book to be published, edit the chosen book, work with the design team and the author on a cover design, market and sell the book, and then plan the launch party for its release. And this is all done in one semester. So what do students like about this type of class?
Yeah, this has been a wonderful opportunity to learn about the publishing process as a whole and getting a lot of experience with managing the group.
Ever since I was little, I really wanted to work with books and with editing because I thought that was one of the coolest parts of kind of having something come to be and being so intimate with it and having such a big role with something that a lot of people could potentially see and read and love. And I really like that aspect of publishing.
All the students and everyone involved just comes together and does this year-long process all in the course of a semester. By selecting a manuscript and then going through the whole editing process and then working with printers and marketing and designing all these materials and the cover and picking out illustrations, which are gorgeously done in this novel, in this little story, and just seeing how cohesive and how careful everyone is to ensure that Cornerstone produces a truly beautiful product.
This semester, they are working with an author from California named Jane Kretzmann and an illustrator, Deanne Deitwig. The book being published this semester is a children's book called Eddie and Harry. This will be geared towards grades 3 to 5.
We chose Eddie and Harry by Jane Kretzmann because of the themes that are within the book. It's a very delightful little story about two birds who are kind of the misfits in their little environment. Eddie, who's an egret, was born with a shorter neck, and so it kind of makes him a little bit awkward among his other egrets, and he gets chastised and picked on for that. So he kind of becomes a loner and hides out in the marsh, and it's there that he finds Harry the heron, and they develop a very endearing friendship.
And it's a lot about kind of overcoming the things that you don't like about yourself and learning to love what you maybe couldn't, and learning to see that you are awesome exactly the way you are, and you have no reason to be afraid to be who you are.
This has been Ashley Hommer for SPTV News.
The book launch party is scheduled for December 4th. Well, that's all we have for SPTV News this week, and for more updates, make sure to check out our website. And to learn more about what happens here at SPTV, check out our social media pages. Tune in next week for more SPTV News. Good night, Stevens Point, and happy Thanksgiving.